All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Opal, and we're back with another Woo Wednesday. Yay. I had a little bit of technical difficulty getting started, so I'm a little bit late, but let's jump right in. Today is Wednesday, and this week the theme is release. And excuse me, I'm still, after being sick last week, I still have a bit of a dry cough, so I'm going to try to reduce that as much as I can today, but it may happen a lot. Anyway, this week we are honoring what has been shed. And that's not just through actions, but it can also be through this inner deep sacred witnessing. And whether it was a breakdown or a breakthrough, or like for me, a body led pause where you just had to a lot of times we hear this, that if we don't take the time for ourselves, our body will make the time, and that's how we get sick, and we have these rhythms that we're forced to follow. And so right now, excuse me, is the moment to seal this cycle and to really let it drop in, if you will. And so we're going to honor the clarity of illness, of slowness, and the surrender, essentially. So last week, I didn't do a Woo Wednesday live because I was sick, and my entire house was sick. It started with my husband. As he was starting to get better, I got it. As I was starting to get better, our daughter got it. And what was really interesting for me about this sickness, was the way that I was able to navigate it. I don't do meds. I don't do ibuprofen. I don't do over the counter meds. I just it when I take them, it feels like I'm just putting chemicals and poison in my body, and my brain won't let me do it. And so, as also with ibuprofen and stuff, you get these peaks and valleys of like, I feel okay, I feel like shit, I feel okay, I feel like shit, and I don't like that. I'd rather just not, not feel good. So um, that process for me requires a lot of stillness. It requires a lot of inner reflection, and the that stillness last week allowed me to open up a pathway for a lot of things to come through. And I don't at all find it ironic or coincidental that I had unlocked a really significant aha for myself, a breakthrough, if you will, in my personal development. I had unlocked a pretty significant one about 2 weeks. Well, actually, I'd say the whole month leading up to me being sick, I have been unpacking a very large bag of things, and just kind of going through all of them. But my body needed to release a lot of stuff. It needed to let go of a lifetime of what I'd been holding on to. And so these were things I thought I'd already worked through. Old patterns, self-doubt, abandonment of myself, not even other people abandoning me, how I abandoned myself throughout my life, especially related to consistency and self-worth. And so in that space, I was able to recognize how each of the symptoms I had, how each of the days and how this illness ebbed and flowed through me. I was able to attach those, or not attach, that's the wrong word, cancel clear on that one. I was able to witness and observe how they were related to the release of these inner workings of my life. And so after the fog, I opened up a door to new rhythms, new ways of showing up for myself, and it actually feels really nourishing. And so this week is kind of this final release, excuse me, if you will. I do still have some lingering symptoms, so like there's still work happening. It just isn't as intense as the work that was happening last week, if you will. So welcome back to Woo Wednesday. This is what we're talking about today is these releases. So um, as my system comes back online, we're going to honor the process and what we've released. And maybe you didn't have a full on sickness, but something in your life has been shedding. And we're going to honor that today, whether you knew it was happening or not. The thing about releases is it's not always loud. And a lot of times it's actually really quiet, but it's very honest. It's very raw. And so whether you're releasing a belief, a relationship pattern, a dream that you held for a lifetime, and now you're like, you know what, this just doesn't align anymore. Um, Maybe your body is letting go of something that is old, or it's rooted in grief or things like that. Maybe you also had an illness. This cycle is where we gather the things that we are shedding and we let them go. We let them go with reverence. We let them go with intention. And we let that stuff be seen, because this is a very important part of the process. We oftentimes glorify the aha, we glorify the download, the breakthrough, but that's just the start of this stuff. That is just the tip of this work. And so once you start breaking down the elements of that aha and of that breakthrough, that is where you have to start letting things go. This is where reconciliation of identities comes from. This is where releasing old identities and having grief over that. Because believe it or not, and whether you want to accept it or not, life is full of moments where you have to decide to accept or release things. And no matter whether you're doing that intentionally for a good thing or it's happening to you or for you and it seems bad, these things all come with grief, all of them. And if we don't give space for that, then we're circumventing the process, we're bypassing, we're not allowing these things to go deep. We're expanding width-wise, but we're not getting the depth. And when we're rooting, that's what you need, is depth. So we're going to make room for what's next. And if you're holding on to something similar, a belief about your worth, your capacity, and how you're supposed to heal, what it's supposed to look like, today is an invitation for you to bring that with you. And we're going to take a guided journey to a river. And I'm going to bring mine with me as well. And we're going to release it. If you're joining me live, go ahead and use the chat to say hi and tell me where you're from. Excuse me, I will be monitoring the chat after the live is posted for the replay, so please use the chat then as well. I enjoy seeing where everybody's from and what everybody's ahas are and what they're getting from these Woo Wednesdays, so please don't be shy. Use that chat feature. All right, so for today's meditation, we are going to journey inward and go to a river, excuse me, for a release. If you are going to participate in this meditation live, go ahead and make sure that your environment is supportive of this meditation. So find a comfortable seat. If you need to lay down, you can lay down. If you need an eye mask or headphones, I highly recommend headphones to cancel out any external noise. And just give yourself 10 to 20 minutes. This is probably going to be about a 15-minute meditation to drop in and be present. If you can't do that now, do what you can and then come back to the replay once it is posted later today. And just give yourself permission to let these things come up as they need to, let things flow, and let yourself release. All right. Let's go ahead and begin. Start by gently looking around the room and making sure everything in your surroundings feels comfortable. Make sure there are no elements in your room that might cause you to worry. So if you have candles lit and that might cause you to worry, please blow those out. If you have people nearby, let them know you're doing this and ask them for a moment of uninterruption, a time where you can just do this without being bothered. Turn your phones and computers on do not disturb. Whatever you need to do, just take a look around and notice everything that you see, just to give your system a chance to recognize that in this moment there are no threats in your space. Give yourself permission if you're in a public place like an office, or if other folks are in the house. Give yourself permission to ebb and flow with their presence. And if for some reason something's needed, address that and then come back and drop in. Runa is home with me today, and she's currently watching a show in the other room. And I've asked her for some space, but she's 5. So there's no telling if she's going to make an appearance or not. So I will deal with that as quietly as I can if that interruption comes up. But just know that this space is yours, and you get to set the tone in the space for your meditation. Once you've taken a look around the room, go ahead and close down your eyes if that feels safe, or put your eye mask on. And just begin to observe your breath. Is your breath shallow or is it deep? Is it fast or slow? Are you breathing more in your chest or down in your belly? Don't judge it or try to change it. Just observe and see where that breath is sitting in your body. Now I'd like you to bring that breath into a steady rhythm. Breathe in through your nose, filling the lungs and the chest, holding just a moment, and then release with a long exhale with an open mouth. As you begin to lengthen your breath, try to inhale for 4 counts, holding slightly at the top of the breath, making sure that life force energy expands through the whole body. And slowly exhale through the mouth for 6 counts. Do this again and again until you feel your body begin to soften and dissolve. Each breath taking you deeper into your inner world. Allow each noise that you hear to take you deeper into your inner world. Now, in your mind's eye, with a sense of knowing, or however that works best for you, I want you to see yourself standing at the entrance of a forest path. Let this forest path present itself to you and notice the trees, the temperature, the way the light filters through the canopy. Feel your feet grounded on soft earth. Maybe you're barefoot, connecting directly to Pachamama. As you begin to walk down this path, you get a feeling that you're not alone. Someone is coming to join you. This is your guide for your journey. This could be a person, an animal, a sensation, an energy, a presence, or maybe even just a sense of knowing that they're there. Let them appear to you without the need to control who or what they are. As you walk together through the forest, feel and connect to the support that they bring you. You are supported. You are held. Up ahead, you notice that the trees begin to open and you arrive at a quiet riverbank. It's tucked into the woods. The current is slow and steady. And when you get to the water's edge, you take a moment and you pause, just taking it all in. The spirit of all the elements are here with you. The spirit of water in the river, a gentle breeze with the spirit of air, the spirit of earth beneath your feet, and with the burning sun overhead, the spirit of fire. This is a sacred moment. You notice that you're holding something in your hands, a small but heavy bundle. Take a moment to observe it. Feel its weight. This bundle holds the energy, the emotions, the belief, or relationships, whatever it is that you are here to release today is contained within this bundle. With your guide beside you and the elements all around you, you bring your attention to the bundle and you speak internally. I see you. I thank you. I let you go. Repeat these words slowly 3 times. I see you. I thank you. I let you go. I see you. I thank you. I let you go. Each time you say these, they sink a little bit deeper. You honor this moment of release and all that you've been through bringing you to this point. You thank it because it has served you. But it's time to let go. When you're ready, take one more deep inhale. And as you exhale, place the bundle into the river. Watch it gently float away, lightened, lifted, dissolved. Feel your body soften as it leaves your hands. And if you feel emotional, let those tears cleanse your body as you release. Those emotions are not something to fear or avoid. They are a cleansing. With your hands now open and empty, imagine golden light returning to you, filling the space where that bundle once lived. This is your energy returning home. Breathe in that golden light, allowing each breath to let it expand through your whole being. Feel it settle in your chest, your belly, your bones. Let your system recalibrate in the stillness of this golden energy returning home to your body. Let it land deep in your mind, your body, and your soul. And with your inner voice, you say, I am whole. I am ready. I receive myself again. Let your inner child feel the vibration of those words, the energy they carry. Let that inner child hear and feel the magic of this moment. Take one last look at the river, this sacred, sacred space of release. Offer your gratitude to the spirit of water, earth, air, and fire for witnessing and carrying what you've let go, for helping you release so that this energy can be transmuted and turned into pure energy that comes back to you for your highest and best. Feel the echoes of stillness, like the hush that comes after a meaningful goodbye. With your guide by your side, you begin to walk back along the forest path. As you walk together, notice what has shifted in your body, what feels lighter, what feels more clear. Take this journey back to ask your guide for any guidance or to answer any questions you may have about your experience and your release. This is your moment to connect with them and their wisdom. As you return to the forest's edge, the place where your journey began, you pause one last time with your guide. They have a gift for you. It's a symbol, a word, or an object for your journey ahead. Take this gift in your hands and feel what it means to you, even if you don't yet fully understand it. And when you're ready, offer your guide deep and sincere gratitude for supporting you and being there with you on this journey. And say goodbye, knowing that you can return to this space and get the support of this guide anytime you need. Begin to bring your awareness back to your physical body. And start with your breath. The deep inhale and a long exhale. Letting each inhale and exhale bring you back to your physical body and this physical time and space. Gently wake up your body by wiggling your fingers and toes, rolling your shoulders and softly moving your neck from side to side. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin, the sounds around you, and the place where your body touches the earth or the seat beneath you. You are back in your body, and you've brought something sacred with you. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and return to this space. Take a few minutes to reflect on your experience, your guide, what you noticed in the forest, what you released, how that felt in your body. For me, I got emotional because I am releasing a lifetime of self-abandonment. And as I returned from the river, my energy definitely felt that, and I feel more available, like I just made space for something new. And for me, that's the way that I care for myself. It's nourishment, the supplements that my doctor and I are working on introducing, the way I honor my body, and the consistency, and the fact that I'm worthy of consistency. I've spent my lifetime not feeling worthy of that because I allowed external factors to define my worth, and that's bullshit, and I'm done with that. And so that was my release, and putting the weight of that into the water and letting that river cleanse it and carry it away. That was a release I needed, especially after the last month or so in illness last week. Definitely not out of it. And like I said, this was these awarenesses and these breakthroughs were the beginning of the healing. And so I get the opportunity to watch them unfold and to integrate them into my life and to embody them. And this is how we do that, one step at a time. So I would, if you feel so comfortable enough to share in the comments, I very much enjoy connecting with everybody and their experiences. And when we share our vulnerability and we share our experiences in meditation, it creates this, it weaves a web of connection. Let's call it that, a web of connection. And the things that we go through connect us, even if they're not exactly the same. They connect us very deeply to those who experience these energetic moments. And so when you share, someone else might go, oh, okay, yeah, that makes total sense to me because I had this going on and I hadn't considered that before. And so, excuse me, that is the power of sharing in these spaces. So if you feel comfortable doing that, I invite you to use the chat to share that. So now that the meditation is done, I'd like to go ahead and do an oracle message. I am using the Messenger of Spirit deck by Whitney McNeil. And so let's see. What is the energy of this release as we bring, as we bring this meditation and this release to a close? We get the Deer card. And the deer is a symbol of slowing down and giving yourself grace. If you look at the imagery, this deer is circled up in the fetal position in what looks to be a meadow surrounded by fairy lights with the deep blue background. It's very serene, very restful, and in this season of life, this month is all about the sacred goodbye. What are we saying goodbye to? And we started with a review of our soul contracts and what soul contracts are ready to come to completion that maybe we're holding on to. What do we need to let go of? And so if you missed that, I encourage you to go back and watch the live from 2 weeks ago. Last week, we didn't have a live because I was in the throes of sickness. And so this week, last week was all about awareness. What are we bringing into our awareness? And for me, through my illness, I was able to bring a lot of the things that I was shedding into my awareness. And you can't release it if you don't know it's there. And that's where awareness is really important. And so now that we've gone through and we've brought those things to the surface of awareness, we're able to release them. But through all of this, we have to give ourselves grace because it's not a linear process. It's not a one and done. It's not I had the breakthrough. I wash my hands of it. No. This requires a lot of intention, and it requires a lot of trial and error. It requires a lot of really difficult, sticky moments where you are in the throes of something where your old patterns surface and you have to make a choice. Am I going to do the old thing again? Or am I going to choose something new this time? And so for me, for example, with consistency and creating rhythms for myself that nourish me and that make sense for me, I've had an IUD for majority of my life. And with that, I don't get a menstrual cycle. And so I have been so disconnected from my own inner cycles my entire life. And that is something that I'm no longer willing to accept. And so I made the decision to have my IUD removed, which is going to happen next month. And that is going to come with a learning curve. I'm going to have to learn what my cycles are. What phase of my menstrual cycle am I in? When do I bleed? When do I have my mood swings? When does all that stuff happen? Because I have been here. But also because I've been here, I've denied myself that roller coaster, right? I've not been able to experience that, and it has affected a lot of my life. And so I'm going to have to give myself a tremendous amount of grace. I'm going to have to slow the hell down, and I'm going to have to be mindful and go, okay, this is something new, and new things are kind of scary. Like I haven't had a period, and the only time I've had one in the last probably 20 years is when I took my IUD out to have our daughter. And so that might be TMI for the world, but that's my reality. And I'm going to have a lot of grace for myself, learning the new rhythm of my body, learning how my body changes through these different phases. I'm also having supplements added to my diet based on some blood work I had done, and supplements. That's a whole new world for me. I don't typically take anything. I hate pills, so I'm having to find alternatives where I don't have to rely on a pill because I know myself well enough that if I have to use a pill, it's not happening. The best of intentions, I am not going to swallow pills every day. I just won't do it. I can't. I can physically I can swallow them, but I don't want the pills. And so these are things I know about myself that I'm going to have to find ways to slow down, to recognize what is my old pattern that says I'm not worthy of consistency. I'm not worthy of supporting my life, of my body, of all these things, and that things have to be hard. What part of that is my old programming? How can I integrate my awareness of the old programming, give myself grace for having it, knowing that it kept me safe at one point, but I don't need it anymore? And then how do I readjust that programming to go the direction I want to go? Because I can't show up for myself. I can't show up for my daughter. I can't show up for my husband. I cannot show up for you and my business. I can't serve others unless I am taking care of myself. And I want to take care of myself. So how do I do that? And that's where the grace is going to come in. We released something today. You released something today. And that is an energetic movement. You just change the vibration of your physical being by doing that. And that's going to come with a rebalancing. You're going to have to, your body is probably going to react in some way. Some people get energy headaches. Some people will get illness symptoms. Some people get nothing at all. But you have to support that energy release. So drink lots of water, eat really nourishing foods, especially rooting, like foods that represent the root chakra, which is like root vegetables and things that are deep red color, like beets. Those are really great for this kind of stuff. So give yourself grace, slow down. I want to look at the book really quick because there's always really great affirmations in the book. Yeah, so the simple affirmation, really, I give myself grace. See the beauty in your situation and decide to give yourself what you need in those moments, the rest. Maybe it's a push, maybe it's a change in mindset, whatever that is. Give yourself the permission to do it, and to do it the way that aligns with the version of you that you want to be. All right. Well, that is what we have for today in terms of releasing with reverence and honoring the process of letting go. So I'd love to hear from you. What was the contract that you had come due for completion in week 1? Did you have any awarenesses come through last week, even if you didn't even recognize it, that tie to the release of that contract? And what did you release today? What energies, what beliefs, what relationships, what did you release into that river today? And how do you feel? How does it feel? I know for me, there's parts of me that worry whether or not I'm capable of the consistency. And that is a self-doubt aspect that I have to work through. But we're here doing the work. So if you enjoyed this Wednesday, make sure you like and subscribe so that you can get notification when I go live every week, and also with the playback. If you are in Southwest Michigan or Northern Indiana, I am hosting a women's circle this Saturday, the 26th. Let me not get that date wrong. Today. Yeah, the 26th from 4:30 to 6:30. And we are doing, it's called the Reclamation Circle. So this month we are reclaiming the depths of this work that we're doing. We're reclaiming the space where we're releasing things. And so I would very much love to see you in person. So this is my personal invite to you. I will share the link in the comments once this posts after I end the live. So if that's something of interest to you, please register and come join us. If you are needing support, whether that is you feel stuck in some area of your life and you know that it's like an energetic blockage, it's not like a knowing of skills or tools or anything like that, you just kind of feel stuck. I do have space for some release and reclaim sessions in May. And if you have already had some breakthroughs, but you need some help with integration, I do have some integration support sessions as well in May. So you can head to my link tree or my website to get access to book one of those sessions. If you have questions, just send me an email, theopalcrow@gmail.com. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Illumination and love. Have a good day.